Alrighty, g'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the... My name's... Actually, you know what? Give me a second, one sec. There we go, got the shades on. My name's Economics Mate, and this is World of Tanks Blitz. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the following auction tanks: the WZ-111-5A, the Kampfpanzer PR-68P, and the WZ-121-GFT. Three pretty damn good tanks, specifically this one right here. Very, very nice indeed. We're going to talk about whether the prices are good or not, whether they're worth getting, and I guess what's there to talk about, really, in terms of the stats and whatnot. I mean, you know, same, I guess. This tank has been for sale for quite some time now, the WZ-111-5A. It's been sold many times in the past, so I guess you guys are not really strangers to how this tank performs and how this tank is, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what to expect with this tank specifically. This is a really nice tank. For all intents and purposes, it is a very nice tank indeed. It's got a decent amount of armor on the front of the turret, 248 mils on the front of the turret, so you know it's quite strong. You can bounce quite a few shots. It's only got 117 mils in front of on the hull, but you can technically bounce some shots if you play this thing hull down. I'd recommend just using your turret armor and not necessarily your hull armor, because you're not going to bounce a lot of shots. You got 2500 or 2600 DPM as such, 10.16 second aim reload, 260 millimeters of penetration on your standard rounds, 303 on your heat. So a heat pen is, your pramo is not that good, but it's negligible. It's decent enough, and 65 mils of HE pen. 440 alpha damage per shot, because it's a 130 millimeter gun. Coincidentally, I thought this thing would have 460 alpha, as any 128 or 130 millimeter gun would have, but there you go, 440 alpha. And you're doing 580 on your HE. 4.3 second aim time and 0.364 dispersion, meaning that the accuracy and the gun handling is okay at T10. It's not amazing, but it's decent enough. And if you're running this thing with gun laying drive and enhanced gun, you can make it work. You can make it work. You have 7 degrees gun depression, so, you know, it's not a lot, but it's good enough, and 45 kilometers per hour top speed. Overall, this tank is decently balanced. It's quite nice to play. It's, you know, a very nice tank to look at as well, but you do need to worry that, do keep in mind that this doesn't have a lot of armor on the rear, and on the rear of the turret, and of course on here, so you can be HE'd by a lot of tanks, so do keep that in mind. Overall, again, very nice tank. For 18,500 gold, I wouldn't say it's worth it. I would definitely wait for this thing to be as cheap as possible. And I guarantee you this thing will probably go, will probably hit 13,500 gold before this thing is completely sold out. That would be my opinions. Now, the Kampfpanzer PR-68P, surprisingly enough, this is a tank that doesn't get sold very often. It's quite a rare tank. It's actually quite a rare tank. It's okay. It's mid. I wouldn't say it's amazing by any stretch of the imagination. It's more so rare than it is a good tank. It's decent enough, but it's nothing to cry home about. But for 8,500 gold, it's pretty good. Pretty good price. It's actually the cheapest I think it's ever been sold. Here it is. Here is the tank. It's a tier 8 German medium tank with a 120 millimeter gun. You've got about 150 mils on the front of the turret, so you can bounce some shots on your turret. It's decently armored. Only 60 mils on the front of the hull, but you do have this extra bit of armor here, which acts as spaced armor. So do keep in mind you can't HE or heat pen this thing right there. You have, as I said, 120 millimeter gun. You got 1900 DPM. Or just under 2000 DPM, 11.59 second reload. You have 217 mils of AP pen. APCR is 271, which is actually very nice for a tier 8. But again, I'm pretty sure I'm running this thing with calibrated shells. And 54 on your HE. You're doing 380 alpha, so not quite 400 alpha, but you're doing 380 alpha damage per shot and 500 on your HE. You have a 3.7 second aim time, which is actually very nice for a 120 millimeter gun, all things considered. But then again, the Chinese medium tanks, the T-34 and 2 and the T-34 and 3, have amazing aim times, considering all things considered. So it's okay. In comparison, it doesn't match up. 0.308 dispersion. So again, gun handling is pretty damn good. And the accuracy, I guess, is pretty good as well, but not compared to the Chinese medium tanks. It does have 9 degrees gun depression, which is very, very nice, which is something that the Chinese medium tanks do not have at all. And it goes 45 kilometers per hour top speed. So again, a very nicely balanced tank. It's not OP. It's not crap. It's nicely balanced. And personally, I would probably pick this tank over the other two, sorry, because just the price. Again, I would recommend waiting for this thing to be as cheap as possible before you even bother purchasing this tank. That would be my opinions. I definitely would recommend just waiting for this to be cheaper. Just wait for this to be as cheap as possible. As you can see, no one is buying these tanks right now at these prices, and rightfully so, especially the WZ, which is a tier 10 tank. So it's a testament. It's a testament. Compared to the Type 63 from yesterday that bloody got sold out in like a minute or two. Yeah, pretty interesting enough. Now, the WZ 121 GFT, this thing very rarely gets sold in the store. And if it does, it's usually for money and not for gold. So yeah, 10,500 gold. I mean, don't get me wrong. The tank is very nice indeed. And it's always been a strong tank. I mean, when it first came out, it was bloody cooked. Because the armor profile is phenomenal on this tank when you're playing hold down. But again, for 10,500 gold, it's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch. But here it is. It's got 120 mils in the front of the superstructure right there. The hull, very, very well angled, very low slung to the ground. It's basically an armored wedge. So you are going to bounce a lot of shots if you use this thing correctly. You do have 2,500 DPM, and I'm pretty sure you can get this up to about 2,700 DPM if you use rations and you use gun rammer, a 9.4 second reload as standard, 122mm gun. It's got 248 mils of AP pen. Heat is 310, so its penetration is not bad for a 122mm gun, but obviously it's no ISU 152 BL10, for instance, right? Which, that gun is still one of the most broken guns in the game, T for T. You're doing 400 alpha per shot, again, and 500 per HE shot, 4.3 second aim time, so accuracy is okay. It's not amazing, but your gun handling is pretty good at 0.345 dispersion. You do have 6 degrees of gun depression, which is actually pretty decent. It's not incredible, but it's actually all right, and you can use it to your advantage. And you have 10 degrees of gun arc left and right, so again, it's not bad. But you do go 50 kilometers per hour top speed, which is very quick. This tank is very maneuverable. It's basically an E25 on steroids. This is literally what it is. It's small, it's low to the ground, it's got a very good armor profile because of how low slung and how angled that frontal armor is, and it's quite maneuverable. So again, very, very nice tank indeed, and I would recommend purchasing this thing. I'd recommend purchasing all these tanks, but the key factor here is wait for these things to be as cheap as possible before you even bother purchasing any of these tanks. That would be my recommendation. So for me, personally, I would go for this thing first. As cheap as possible. Wait for this thing to be like 4,000 gold or something. Then purchase it. Then maybe this thing, WZ120 GFT. And then you can go for the WZ111 5A. That would be my recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to purchase out of these three. And what you're very keen on waiting for in the next, few rounds. And yeah, stay tuned for the video I'm going to be uploading later on today or later tonight or this morning or whatever time it is for you guys. I'm going to be talking about World of Tanks 2.0. I'm going to be breaking down everything that was in that trailer that they released, the big trailer, and giving you my opinions and my perspectives on it as a World of Tanks PC player from the OG World of Tanks PC and somewhat recently as well and in the last few years, and what my opinions are from that as opposed to what we have for Reforged, because this is basically World of Tanks PC Reforged. That would be my take on it. So stay tuned for that. I would love to know what your opinions are on that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, peace in the Middle East and everywhere else in this beautiful world, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.